Mark loved Seattle. The bustling city, the coffee culture, the vibrant tech scene. It was everything he ever wanted. But even a tech bro needs a break. He craved the tranquility of nature, the silence of the woods. He found his escape in a rental cabin nestled by the Skycomish River, a stone's throw from the majestic Mount Index. The drive was scenic. Towering evergreens lined the winding road. The air grew crisp and cool as he neared his destination. A sense of calm washed over him. He was finally leaving behind the glow of his laptop screen for the soft flicker of a campfire. He pulled up to a charming wooden cabin. It was quaint, rustic, yet equipped with a surprisingly strong Wi-Fi signal. A must-have even on a nature retreat. The Skycomish River gurgled nearby, its melody a soothing balm to his city-stressed soul. Mark breathed deeply, the scent of pine filling his lungs. This was perfect. He was going to spend the next week hiking, fishing, and reconnecting with nature. Little did he know, his digital detox would soon turn into a terrifying encounter with the unknown. The cabin was cozy. A crackling fireplace dominated one corner, promising warmth on chilly evenings. The kitchen was small but functional. Mark unpacked his bags, placing his laptop on the sturdy wooden table. He'd promised himself limited connectivity, just enough to check emails and stay in touch. His gaze fell on a leather-bound book resting near the lamp. A guest book. He picked it up, flipping through the pages. The spidery handwriting of previous guests filled the pages. Most entries were mundane. Descriptions of the weather, fishing tales, praises for the cabin's charm. A strange doodle caught his eye. It was a crude drawing of a creature. Large, round eyes stared back at him. The caption beneath it simply read, "OlGooGoo watches." He chuckled, dismissing it as a child's scribble. Still, he felt a shiver crawl up his spine. He decided to explore the riverbank. The sun was setting, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The river flowed silently, its surface mirroring the twilight sky. The silence was almost eerie, broken only by the chirping of crickets. He returned to the cabin, a strange unease settling over him. The fire crackled in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Mark sat by the fire, a book in hand, trying to ignore the unsettling feeling that had taken root in his gut. He glanced back at the guest book, his fingers tracing the strange drawing of OlGooGoo. He flipped back a few pages, his curiosity piqued. An entry dated a few months back caught his eye. The handwriting was hurried, almost frantic. "We saw it," it read, "by the river. The creature from the stories. We're leaving tonight. Don't stay here alone." Mark's pulse quickened. He dismissed it as a prank, a story concocted to scare unsuspecting city folk. But the seed of doubt had been planted. He read on, his apprehension growing with each turn of the page. Shadows in the guest book. The entries grew increasingly disturbing. Whispers of strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and fleeting glimpses of a creature lurking in the woods. One entry spoke of the legend of OlGooGoo, a mythical creature said to inhabit the Skycomish River, its glowing eyes watching from the darkness. Mark scoffed, rationalizing away the fear creeping into his mind. It was just folklore, stories meant to spook tourists. But the detailed descriptions, the genuine terror resonating from the pages, chipped away at his skepticism. He tried to focus on his book, but the words swam before his eyes. A sudden noise from outside shattered the silence. He froze, his heart pounding in his chest. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows. He listened intently, his senses on high alert. There it was again, a low growl, guttural and menacing, coming from the direction of the river. The silence breaks. Fear coiled in the pit of his stomach. He crept towards the window, peering into the darkness. The wind whipped through the trees, their branches casting grotesque shadows on the ground. He couldn't see anything in the inky blackness. The growl came again, closer this time, sending shivers down his spine. He stumbled back from the window, his mind racing. He had to leave, get out of this cursed cabin. As he fumbled for his phone, the lights flickered and died, plunging him into darkness. Panic surged through him. He was trapped alone in the dark with something sinister lurking outside. He groped blindly for his flashlight, his hands shaking. The growl echoed once more, closer than ever, followed by the distinct sound of heavy footsteps circling the cabin. An unexpected artifact. He found his flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness. He shone it on the table, his heart leaping into his throat. A book lay open, its pages filled with strange symbols and diagrams. It hadn't been there before. He cautiously approached the table, his flashlight illuminating the book's contents. They were unlike anything he had ever seen. The symbols seemed ancient, their meaning lost to time. He flipped through the pages, his curiosity battling his growing terror. One page displayed a detailed drawing of a creature. It was humanoid in form, but its eyes were large and black, devoid of pupils. Long, sharp claws protruded from its hands. The caption beneath it sent a chill down his spine. OlGooGoo, it read, guardian of the sky Komish. A cold dread washed over him. This wasn't folklore, this was real, and he was trapped in the heart of it. He had stumbled upon something ancient, something powerful, and he feared he was in way over his head. Lingering shadows. He slammed the book shut, his heart pounding in his chest. The growls outside had ceased, replaced by an unnerving silence. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, his every move scrutinized by unseen eyes. He had to get out of there. He grabbed his phone, desperate to call for help, but there was no signal. He was completely cut off from the outside world. He was alone, trapped with whatever lurked in the darkness. As dawn approached, he sat huddled in a corner, clutching the mysterious book. He didn't know what awaited him outside. He didn't know if OlGooGoo was real, or just a figment of his imagination. But one thing was certain. He would never forget his night in the Sky Komish sanctuary. The silence of the forest held its breath. The mysteries of OlGooGoo lingering in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to stumble upon its secrets.